Hey everyone, how are you doing today? This is Kenny Stahl and I'm back in another video. Thank you guys for watching. Right now I want to share with you guys my thoughts on how to deal with haters in your life. So I don't have the most experience with this, but I have been called names before online. A lot of people have left nasty comments on my videos. So one of the things to keep in mind is that as you share your thoughts with people in real life or on social media, you're going to get people who dislike you, who disagree with you, who criticize everything you do, who give you negative feedback, people who try to hold you back. And these people we call haters. So as they say, haters just gonna hate. And that's why I want to talk about this, because not only does it just suck to have people who want to bring you down, but sometimes the things other people say, other people's opinion of you, those opinions will actually make you just feel worse because they're things that you already are insecure about, and they just make you think about them non-stop. And if you really care what people think about you, dealing with haters can be a big problem. So what do you do about that? I mean, if at all possible, I would advise everyone to try to ignore this, to try to not read the comments or not listen to the people. I mean, this can happen in real life where you're at work or you're at school and you're trying to be successful, you're trying to do a good job at something, and somebody's like, why do you gotta be successful, right? Why do you gotta work hard? And some people are jealous when somebody gets to be successful, or when somebody sees that you're getting attention from somebody. Maybe it's a girl, or maybe it's from a lot of people, and they're not getting that attention. Some people will be jealous, and some people want the attention for themselves. So it's important to understand why people do this, why people are haters, why they're negative, why they troll you. And I think that's what I want to talk about right now, because one of the big problems is that it can really get in the way for you to just be yourself and to do what you want to do in your life. And sometimes some of these negative comments that you might receive from people, they might kind of take the wind out of your sails. They might make you feel less confident in who you are, and they might make you less determined to get things done that are actually positive goals that you have, that things that you want to do in life and in the world. And so it's this reason why it is an important idea to not really care what people think about you. It's basically like, I want to answer this question, like, I want to think about this question: how much does somebody else's opinion of you matter to you? So think about that. How much should you care? How much do you care about what other people really think about you? And most of the time, it's like, there's no point in really listening to people because they don't understand you, or they don't know what everything is all about, or they're just trying to bring you down. So at the end of the day, a lot of times it's not worth your time to really care about anybody who's giving you negative feedback, or anybody who's just being a hater. And you know, some of these people are trolls. I don't know why everybody does this, but again, I know sometimes people do just want to see you miserable. They want to ruin your hopes, and they want to bring you down, and these people are really the worst. So what do you do though if somebody's just trying to be supportive? What if somebody's just trying to point out a flaw that you have, or somebody's trying to point out give you some sort of constructive criticism? Well, in that situation, it's like, it's really up to you whether or not you want to spend your time listening to someone else's feedback, because generally it's a good idea to apply other people's views into your own mindset and your own way of looking at things, because it can actually lead to you improving and working on the flaws that you have. But it's kind of hard to really work through what things people are saying, whether or not they're trying to help you, or whether or not they're trying to be a jerk and be a troll and be a hater. So some feedback is good, some negative feedback can actually be helpful, but if you constantly overwhelm yourself and only listen to the negative stuff and ignore all the positive things that are being said about you, or support that you're getting from friends and family and other people, then that can become a problem. So just avoid spending too much time thinking about the negative aspects of what other people think about you, and just focus on you and what you want to do, and spend your time getting stuff done and being who you want to be. So Yeah, I think one of the big problems is that these haters, these people who leave comments like calling you an idiot or calling you dumb or saying that you make a ton of mistakes, this really becomes a problem because if you do get discouraged from this, if you do lose determination and if you lose confidence in yourself because of that, they can hit like a sweet spot. They can hit a nerve. They can hit a sensitive aspect of you, and they can touch on a personal insecurity that you have. So sometimes if somebody calls you an idiot, a lot of people in life get called an idiot all the time, and they just don't care. They don't care because, who is it? Just a random person, and if you know that you're not an idiot, if you know that you're fine, these comments won't matter to you. But if you already suffer from a low self-esteem, or if you already suffer from a lot of insecurities, somebody saying something just mean or generally something that can bring you down, it will have more of an effect on you. So it's one of these things where the real hater in a lot of these situations is yourself. The real hater is your own self-doubt, your own personal insecurities. So it's important to keep that in mind. Like, how sensitive are you? How much can you take? Personally, I'm more sensitive. I care a lot what people think. So this is something that I have to work on in my life, is making sure that I don't get caught up in what other people think about me so much. So those are just some of my thoughts on this. I want to know if you've ever had any experience with dealing with haters in your life. I'd say that with social media being where we all share our thoughts and opinions, it's inevitable that at some point everybody's gonna have to deal with somebody who disagrees with you, or somebody who's just being extremely negative, and somebody who's just doesn't want to see you being successful. So I want to know, what are some of your guys' tips? What are your guys' thoughts on how to deal with this type of thing? I think it's really important because it's mostly about how do you react to this. And sometimes you have to let people know that you don't care what they think, and they'll stop. Sometimes if you want these people to get on your side when they might not be on your side, but you want them to, it's important to say, okay, I understand, you don't like what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to try to work on myself. And then I'll come back and try to be a little different or whatever. And if you let people know that you are willing to step away from them, and you're gonna, you don't care so much, or that you at least listen to them, if you're being kind to them, if you're being nice, if you respond to people in a very friendly way, they might start treating you differently. They might apologize. Who knows what could happen, So it's just, all these haters, they come in all shapes and forms. Some of them are actually trying to be nice to you. They actually are trying to support you. Other people are maybe just not able to communicate themselves effectively, and they just sound really like they don't really care about you, but they do. Other people are just very critical of everything you do, very judgmental, and those are the types of people who just overly criticize everything, like all day, every day. That's all these people do, is they just judge everything. They never have anything positive to say about anything. So it's like, well, that's just how these people are. So should you really care what they think? Other people actually just do want to see you fail, and don't care about those people. Those people are just, they're just there, and they're just a nasty part of society. And there's really not much you can do but move on and realize that they're probably more miserable than you are, and that you'll be okay. And so one of the final things I want to say is that with people like this, with haters, people who are really overly judgmental and always provide negative criticism towards everything, realize this. Realize that they might have a point. They might have a reason for saying what they are saying, which is that you are not perfect, and that your ideas have flaws in them. And you have to remember that that's always true. You're always one step short of being perfect. Why? Because being perfect is impossible. So as long as you keep that in mind, as long as you remember that you're not perfect, you'll never be perfect because it's something unobtainable, and that that's okay, it's then that you will continue to move forward and lose hope. Or to continue to move forward and have hope, not lose hope. You don't want to lose hope. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you shouldn't let what somebody else says make you lose hope and lose determination, because sometimes you fall into this trap of believing that if you're not all the way there, if you don't have the perfect idea, if you're not great yourself right now, that it's this all or nothing thinking, that you have to be that perfect person or else you should just give up. That's the wrong way of going about it. So yeah, so you know, everybody's short of perfection, and that's okay. Don't give up on yourself. You'll be fine. Keep doing what you want to do. That's all I wanted to say in this video. Thank you guys for watching. Apologize if I was rambling there for a while, but thank you so much. I hope that you thought about something important. I hope this was valuable to you in some way, and if you want to see more from me, if you want to see more of my videos, subscribe now, and there are links in the description if you want to check those out. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.